Welcome to The Worthy Woman, a podcast for the intuitive, ambitious woman who's ready to regulate her nervous system, reconnect with her body, and rise to the next level of success, health, and purpose. I'm your host, Jo, manual osteopath, holistic coach, and nervous system guide, here to walk with you as you heal from the inside out and create a life and a business that actually feels good. On this podcast, we explore the connection between your body, emotions, subconscious patterns, and your ability to lead, create, and live from your worth. Let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to another episode of The Worthy Woman. My name is Johanna, and I'm excited to kind of dive into this one. So we are talking about why procrastination does not disappear overnight and what actually creates lasting change. So maybe I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but you've had a breakthrough and then you kind of find yourself right back where you started, right? And maybe you just feel this breakthrough. You're like, oh, things feel different. I'm going to change, blah, blah, blah. And then you kind of find yourself in the exact same spot, right? Specifically with procrastination, where you keep finding yourself in these patterns, even though maybe things in your life are shifting, right? Or things in your business are shifting. So what we need to realize is that this myth of one session, one thing is going to fix this procrastination. And the thing is that our nervous system, and the last two episodes I have dove into kind of how the nervous system is connected with this procrastination piece and what's kind of really going on. And the nervous system learns through repetition. Okay, so you can't just have one experience. We can clear things and that can shift. But when it comes to these deeper rooted patterns that we find ourselves in, we typically don't just fix it through one session. Our nervous system has to learn that every time we go into this situation, I am okay. And this comes down to even the subconscious rewiring of realizing, okay, this is the pattern that I'm falling into, and realizing that okay, whenever I do this thing, I don't get this, I'm not dying, I'm okay, I'm safe. And so it takes repetition and going through those experiences multiple times to realize, okay, yeah, it's fine, right? So we can't just have this insight and this awareness to our procrastination. We also have to have the embodiment, right? And those two things are not the same. Again, kind of like what I talked about in the last episode is we can have this idea, this insight, this logical part of our brain that understands, our conscious part of our brain that understands, what needs to happen, what we should be doing, maybe why we're doing things. But then we need to have the physical experience to match with that to actually create the change, right? So our regulation is kind of layered in different ways. And so a lot of times our awareness and the change doesn't actually come from one single realization, right? It comes from the realization and then having the ongoing regulation and support along the way, right? To reintegrate, reteach the body that it's safe and it's okay. So this is why in my coaching, I've made my breakthrough sessions a bundle. And it's because it takes space, it takes time to not only have the energetic change at times, but more so for you to integrate the new actions, right? For you to actually see the change. So this is why time and support matter when we're dealing with creating change like this in our business. So our new capacity that we reach from an energetic, a nervous system perspective will create new actions in our business, right? But also we need to do things to create these new capacities. So we have to take different actions to create the capacity, right? So it's kind of this little cycle we end up in, right? To have consistency without burnout, again, we need to consistently show up, consistently create those habits and hold them and keep them in place so that we don't hit this place of burnout. You can't just do a meditation one time and never be burnt out ever again in your entire life. Unfortunately, that's not the way it happens. It would be amazing if it did, but it doesn't, right? And so we have to have this reoccurring piece. Nervous system regulation, energetics in business is ever changing. It changes based on your daily life, your circumstances, who you talk to, what's going on. And so it's mutable. It's not this static, fixed thing. And so we have to consistently be putting that work in. And sometimes we need the support to be able to actually create the consistency in our habits and our routines to make that happen, right? And then it helps us feel safer in being seen, right? So it helps us be able to create, again, the evidence that like it's okay to put myself out there. It's okay to, move forward with this in my business and the thing that I've been procrastinating on, right? So we need this dualistic component, we'll say, to the work and the actions that we're taking when it comes to the work that we're doing. And so if you're really struggling to have consistent change when it comes to procrastination, how you're feeling, why you feel stuck in this pattern, I encourage you to look at like, what are you doing on a daily basis? What are you doing consistently? How are you in those moments of procrastination responding? And do you have tools and resources and things that can help pull you out of it? Do you have a daily practice that helps shift your energy and shift your state? Like how are you operating, right? Especially when we're dealing with things that, if we're procrastinating, those things are really influencing our nervous system and have a deeper rooted fear linked behind them. And so there's that subconscious piece. There's also that, there's a subconscious piece, and there's also like that, the response that our subconscious mind creates in our body, if that makes sense. So this is why in my business energetic breakthrough sessions, like I said, we work on this over 3 sessions, right? Because it's over 6 weeks, and we have 3 sessions within it. And this is so that change actually integrates, and it gives you the time and the space to make the changes, to integrate energetically, and also have the support while you're making those changes so that, it feels the most supportive, right? So if you've been looping in the procrastination, these are sessions that can help you with breaking free and breaking out of those, just that feeling of restriction of procrastination, right, in your business. So if that's something that you feel called to do, those sessions are available and linked down below. It'll give you the opportunity to purchase it and then book your sessions after the fact. And yeah, this is why it takes time. I honestly have been working on my nervous system like for so long and it's ongoing because I keep hitting new levels. I keep hitting new, wanting to grow and expand a little bit more, keep having to teach myself and my body and my nervous system and my subconscious mind that it's okay. It's safe to expand. It's safe to move into these avenues. And so again, you can't just do one meditation. I wish that was the truth, but you can't do one meditation and just think that your entire life is going to be resolved. Unfortunately, our nervous system needs that repetition in order for us to, feel that it's actually safe and it's just not just like a one-off. We have to, I think there's something, I can't remember the numbers, but our subconscious mind basically takes our world, our environment, the things that are said, our experiences, and is filtering them and bringing them in. But in order to change them, we have to, listen to these on repetition. That's why I do the subliminals, because it allows us to listen to new belief patterns, new like affirmations, and for the beliefs that help us actually shift our subconscious mind, because it gets enough evidence quicker that like this is a new thought, this is a new reality, to kind of like weed out the other beliefs that, maybe aren't as supportive. So yeah, that's kind of my rant on the subconscious mind. So if we want to see those changes, we have to start shifting the subconscious mind and our beliefs and our energy, so that our nervous system actually believes it. So then every time it comes around, you're not freaking out. You finally figure out and stop the procrastination cycle from happening, because you're realizing like, oh, like your brain and your body go like, this isn't that scary. We've done this before a million times. And then it has that evidence to prove that it's a safe experience to have. And so that takes time, that takes energy, and it takes like reiteration to your nervous system that that's a truth and a reality. So hopefully that makes sense for you guys. But that is what I have for today's episode. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. This week I'm on my retreat, and I'm super, super excited. So I will be sharing a little bit more about that when I come back next week. And yeah, I'm just like super excited to kind of dive into this for you guys. Like I said, any of the breakthrough session bundle is down below, as well as like my Instagram and all that kind of stuff. So if you guys need to get a hold of me or questions, that sort of thing, all of that is down below. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I will see you guys in the next one.